Alright, hello YouTube, welcome back to more From the Depths, and welcome back to a slightly chunkier looking battleship than it was when we last saw it. I've been doing some building. So, to explain what's been done, first of all, additional, because it's having a few flotation issues, spaced armour in the form of a sort of torpedo bulge / slab on the side. It's lightweight, it's only alloy, but it's an extra bit of flotation and it'll put a bit of a gap between the guns and the side of the hull. In theory, I'm thinking it's very unlikely against most weapons that anything's really going to be punching through the side hull. If anything hits the guns, it'll probably be from above or from the side. No, from above, basically, I would imagine. Additionally, I've filled in some of this section. I was originally thinking of putting engine in here, but in fact, what I've done is I've put multiple layers of lightweight alloy spaced armor, effectively, to hopefully try and absorb shots and attacks coming from the front while keeping it quite light. I might actually put an air pump in here because I think it is entirely possible this thing becomes slightly submerged. Although it isn't quite at the moment. At the back, you might notice heavy armor the first time we've used it. Inside here, we have a AI setup. I've tuned a little bit for the ship already. And inside the section behind, we have a large ammo reserve. Very heavily armored. It's got a heavy armor box around it, surrounded with ERA. There's also EMP surge protection around the core. These sections are empty, more sort of spaced armor. There's also this section, which is new. So this section, rather, will hold the engine. There's going to be a steam engine in here. Or at least that's the current plan I'm thinking of making. It might have to be bigger or taller than it is now, so I might have to adjust these. These are meant to be spaced armor for it. So it is sort of connected from the bottom as well. Might even put some little truss blocks in, connecting it to here as well. Yeah, it's connected to the hull in various places. It should be quite hard to detach it, even though it's separate. This will hold the engine. Got a plate on the back as well. It's also designed to space out explosions and keep shells away from it. Don't know whether I'll reinforce this. And lastly, to keep it up, because it has flotation issues, we're going to have lift propellers. We're going to have propellers that are... I can't test them at the moment because I need to put power onto this craft, actually give it some engines, but these are going to hopefully just lift the craft out of the water. It's a bit cheesy, but it is functional, and some in-game designs do it, so I don't feel bad about doing it. So that's where we're currently at. That's what I'm currently thinking. Again, it's looking very chunky. This battleship's main defense is indeed intended to be armor. It is intended to be sort of very passively defended, the idea being that even if its shields fail, and I probably will try and put some shields of some sort on it at least, even if I don't know what yet. Even if the shields and the seawards fail it, it is designed to have just extremely heavy passive armor. That's what we're sort of going for. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I'll go back to you guys again in a minute when we've done a bit more to it. Alright, we're back. And you might notice a few things have changed. Perhaps not too much visually, but this rear section's higher, because this box ended up taller than expected. The steam engines are in. And it's combination battery steam turbine. So at the front, that's not the front, but the back, I suppose I should say. Yeah, the steam boilers. They're burning relatively slow, 0.25 max burn rate. Because they just have to get up to pressure, and I think the game starts them at full pressure anyway now. We've got a turbine that puts at about 4,000 battery charge. So we've got two of those. We've got about 8,000 battery charge going in a second. And then those are being stored in batteries, which can give us an output of about 32,000. And it seems to hold at full charge, at least at the moment. The lift thrusters, what do you call them? Lift propellers, I suppose, are running. They're keeping it a good, better height above the... a good, better height? What am I saying? A good 3 meters or so above the water. It's a lot better than it was. So yeah, so we're getting to the point of this thing almost being functional. In fact, I'm going to put some propellers on just now, and we'll see how it does for speed. Rudder-wise, I think we'll just use the stock game rudders. We'll maybe do 2 rows of them. I know the big ones can look nicer, but they're a bit of a pain to set up and a bit fragile, so I'm thinking I might actually just use the default ones. Speed 26 meters a second. That's pretty good. That's not too bad, actually. That's reasonably quick. It's nice and flat on the water, of course, because of the propellers. It does have a quite high passive drain. It's using a few thousand power just to run. But I think that'll be okay. I might even be tempted to put some more batteries in this thing. Just for the sake of having plenty of storage. I look at the cost. 900,000. Yeah, we're not doing too bad yet. Yeah, I've been mounting a few bits inside this compartment because it's nice and solid. Tell you what I might do is mount them here. Because then if the central section is breached, then there's even more protecting the core. Just stack those layers of internal components. Even if they take damage, at least they're protecting the most critical ones, eh? 13,000, yeah, 8 million battery, that should be fine, and up to 50,000 output. Unable to maneuver correctly, are you sure? It looks like it's doing pretty great to me. What does it think is wrong, I wonder? No issues detected? Oh, turn on the spot is needed. It can't turn on the spot. I guess that fixed it. Yeah, no, it can't. It can't turn on the spot. Oh, it maybe would have assigned thrusters to it. Maybe if we had some. Tell you what, we'll add a couple of maneuvering thrusters. Why not? Yeah, if those are on turner preset, then yeah, in theory, put some more at the front as well. We'll add some glycane and make it look a little smoother. Yeah, as I said, it should be a... There we go, and now we can tell it can turn on the spot. Because it can, technically. Don't know whether it will, but it can. It can turn on the spot. How quickly we can do it, but... Well, it still seems to think there's problems, but either way, we can tell it's working. It's trying to circle the point. It really does look nice. I'm really loving how it's coming out visually. I really like that sort of shape that it's forming. I don't know how on earth it's going to actually perform in combat, but... Let's turn God Mode on quickly and try spawning in something. See what, let's spawn in a rectifier. See how it would actually do against one in a fight at the moment. Main guns appear to be struggling a little bit. Seawiz is getting very thwarted because there's so many shots being fired. Why are the main guns not firing? Is there no transmitter on the AI? It's not a firing angle issue because they're all tracking it. Oh no, they are firing. Okay. Maybe it is a firing angle thing. We could potentially swap the mantlets out. I put those on it for the sake of naval ship style aiming, but potentially if we thought the AA mantlets were better, we could use those. At the very least, it needs some kind of anti-aircraft defense. I suppose we built this thing primarily to fight surface ships, but even still. So why are you not firing? Is it just reloading? No, it's probably his firing arc at the moment. It looks like they ought to be able to get a shot off on it. I got lasered? I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, at the moment it's definitely struggling to hit it. I suppose this is a bad target for it, but even still, it should be at least firing on it. Not quite sure what's going on there. Why are you not shooting? Apart from the torpedoes, they're shooting just fine.
Listening. Listening.
They're on board it, right? Oh. No, we're not. Okay. Could do with a seat. We'll add that now. Sorry, I think I'm getting a bit distracted. I've been recording for a good chunk of the day now. I definitely find I start to smooth brain a bit after a while. Our seat will be up the front. Main guns. Can you hit it? So that is primarily aiming direction at the moment. Can you hit it when it actually floats in front of your guns? Are you seriously not hit that? Is that actually not by blank? No, it is. It's just... Okay, so it's just the elevation is, I guess, worse than I thought. Firing sometimes, just not what I'd like. Both at this one turret of elevation, so they can aim higher than the others. Probably should stay as these mantlets, but... Okay, so yeah, we might need some secondary defences to help us fight aircraft. They're not like there isn't space for that. We could specifically make some as well. Things like the octuples, maybe. Put those on as a test here, for example. It might just be a case of they're not hitting anything, because I thought Godly Detection gave them, or Godly Mode gave your ship some AI detection systems, but it might be that it's just that, and that's why we're not hitting. But anyway, I think it's safe to say they are working. I don't know how our durability will fare against that thing, but we'll do some proper tests once we're more complete. But yes, as usual, I shall pause, I'll do some more work, and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, we're back again. Just a quick interruption for the building I've been doing. Oh, I thought there was something like this somewhere. Yes, it turns out there is a... It's for the buoys, not the decoys. But yes, there is a decoy part that you have to have on your cross somewhere to make them work. So yeah, that'll be something I'll have to add to the torpedo version of the flying wing at some point. To give you an idea of where we're at, I'm installing the detection systems now on a single but larger mast that we've been using. That aircraft is still up there, which shows our anti-aircraft systems need some work, perhaps. We do, however, have some more anti-aircraft guns. We've got some simple weapon anti-aircraft installed. Give us at least something. Also, our ammunition's run out. That's interesting, given we've got a huge amount stored back here, I thought. Just because the battle's been going on so long. But we can fit some more in. Really? That's still not enough? Yeah, so this thing is absolutely not suited to dueling aircraft, basically, is what we've learned it is. But, I mean, to be fair, that wasn't what it was designed to do. It was designed to fight battleships, so it's designed to be a master of the sea kind of thing, not the sky by any means. But we will have to do some testing to make sure it's actually working. If it's not, if the guns themselves aren't any good, we'll have to change them. I don't mind doing that if we have to. It is supposed to be one of our best vessels, so we do need it working as intended. But yeah, so that's where we're at the moment, installing that sort of stuff, and I'll be back in a minute when I've done some more. Alright, we're back again. I've been continuing to work on it. Building up the mast a bit more, adding some decorations. Angle limiting the main guns. They no longer get... I was realising they were getting stuck very easily on things. They are a lot more heavily angle limited now. They can't really get stuck in the same way. CWIS testing looks like it indicates it's good against cram rounds, so we might, I guess for our next opponent, we may end up going up against something like the Onyx Watch. I've also realised we're going to need repair systems on board this thing, for certain. And shielding will probably be the other thing, or some kind of... maybe some kind of shielding at least, but I think we will want something. We've got lots of spare engine power, we can afford to do it, and we probably should, given the cost of this craft. Against surface vessels, at least the Deepwater Guard ones I've been testing on, it does appear to be very scary indeed. It will fairly short order flatten a crossbones. Okay, it does have some new VLS missiles. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but combination frag explosives. But yeah, I'd say at the moment it seems to be working reasonably well. I think we're gonna be okay with this one. What I don't know if we've actually got, I just realised, is detection systems below the water. We could do with yeah, we could do with active sonar underneath. Because our torpedoes don't actually have anything to track with. That very quickly as well. Sonar 360. I don't think there's a sonar tracker, so that should help the torpedoes. But yeah, in terms of how this is coming along, it's going rather well, I would say. I guess we could, tell you what. Let's turn God mode off. And let's test it against a Steel Strider's hard mode ship. Not godly, but a hard mode. Let's try a... about a similar cost. Let's try a whale shark. Also carrier. Oh boy. This may have been a bad match. Ooh. Oh, that is so much damage. Oh no. Are we still... we still at like huge risk from energy weapons. Oh my god. Ah. Every time I think I got something worked out, just punch through us like it wasn't there. I'm not even sure what that weapon was. Torpedo bulge looks to be working exactly as intended. Are we at least doing some damage to this thing? Barely. Oh, this boat's poorly. Yeah, there goes that gun again. It just punches straight through it. It's like 3 meters of armor. Is it just a case that armor just doesn't help? Well, I guess it must be, but what even is that weapon that's doing that? I can't even see it. Is it this thing? No. That pack cannon at the front, I guess? Oh my god. Okay, no wonder. Nope, forget it. I totally get it. Completely understand why that's punching through us like we're nothing now, but that's not a good sign if there's weapons like that that we're going to have to be facing. Oh boy. Like I say, every time I think we're in a good spot, a giant laser punches right through your hull. It's always lasers. It's not like the armor isn't working, it's just... I guess that might just be the sort of weapon where nothing can really defend you against it. It's just too destructive. But then again, we will have shields. I don't know whether they affect packs much, but... have a quick look. Defense. Shells and lasers. Nope, I don't know that there's anything much we can do to defend against that. Potentially ring shields, I suppose? I might look into that in a minute. There didn't used to be anything that would really stop particle cannons, but... if there is, I guess we need it, because clearly very powerful energy weapons are a real threat to our ship. We've lost 3 turrets to it, and this is beneath like 3 meters plus bonus of armor, and it just punched straight through. Well, we're seemingly not doing very much damage at all in exchange, despite what I thought would be some quite effective guns. Those squash head torpedoes. Oh, they're like cluster. Yeah, it's taking like no damage. Okay, the main guns may need an overhaul. I would have thought they'd be doing something, but they're just not. Oh, Has it got a really powerful LAM system as well? Is it just deleting our shells? Is that where they're going? This is a hard difficulty craft. This isn't even... Okay. Okay. Yeah, we may have some work to do on this one. Yeah, the Seaways is not powerful enough to punch through those. Squash torpedoes just flatten our torpedo bulge. Our main guns are apparently just not hitting. Large torpedoes theoretically should be doing good damage, but I guess just aren't. Oof. It just swallowed that and it did nothing. What are these torpedoes armed with? Oh, that did a lot better. Yeah, okay, so it's this LAM systems that's basically resisting all damage. That armor is clearly working, because it's clearly soaked up something big there. Why are our torpedoes not firing? Oh, we've lost the sonar. That's why, apparently. They're not tracking. Look at this mess. Oh boy, right. Apparently we have some work to do. I thought this thing would be near indestructible. I thought it would be extremely resilient to damage, but as it turns out, it's like, nope. They'll just happily punch you that with a craft that isn't even max difficulty, apparently. I'm testing Steel Striders because this thing's designed to fight surface ships. It's the sort of thing it's meant to be dueling against. What on earth do we do? Well, again, we can refit the guns. I do think the main guns can be refitted. I've got to be a little bit careful because I don't want to lose the... Oh, I spent all the time doing the turret settings as well. I'm going to have to completely redo those. Oh. Guess we could redo the shells. 5 different rounds, I suppose. It could be that the round type is not helping. We'll check what the shells are. I believe the shell customizer is inside the main body. And I suppose it's not like the really key components died. The engine was fine. The AI was fine. Neither of those got hit, but despite what I thought would be extremely solid defenses, we just didn't have any armor against it. I mean, that pack cannon I think will punch through anything. I don't think there is anything much that could really save you from that. You've just got to like take the hit and keep going, but the LAM shells able to LAM system able to shoot down our shells wasn't helping either. Not sure what we're supposed to do about that. Lots to think about. A little bit frustrating as well. All our work building this thing. Again, I'll give it some thought. Maybe make some tweaks. I'll look into if there's anything that can deflect pack cannons. Because that damage was so severe, it's like, oh god, like, I don't know if there's anything we could do there, but I'll look into that, and I'll maybe look into... Oh, we've only got one... Oh, we've only got one sonar system. Oh. That's not right, that's supposed to be doubled. I don't know what the building controls that. Oh, it's because we're paused. Ah, it's because we're paused, okay. Yeah, make sure these are actually on both sides, and maybe also put another one near the front as well. So we don't want the things to be losing tracking that easily. Those big torpedoes are quite powerful. But yes, I'll do some work, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we're back. It's a new day, and I've been doing some work on the battleship. Primarily, I have reworked the guns. We're now... Well, first of all, new turrets. They are single barrel, rapid fire. They're also... We've got 2 different types of warheads loaded. The middle cannons are firing low angle frag rounds in an effort to try and punch through heavier armor. Go by a bit of a suggestion from the comments. The frontal cannons are firing explosive rounds It has been mentioned that the enemy's armor is getting better and that explosives are going to struggle a little bit. But I'm assuming if we throw enough out, they should at least concuss systems. Additionally, the frag rounds have time fuses on them. So go off slightly. So yeah, no, they're not the armor-piercing ones. The frag rounds are time fuse. The idea being they're meant to go off before they hit the target and hopefully help strip away systems. Sort of bouncing off, just generally causing damage. The torpedoes are still probably our main anti-ship. It's testing on a whale shark. I've never seen a torpedo leap onto decks before. Actually, are those torpedoes working properly? It feels like they don't have proper ballast tanks. I might have to do a bit of tweaking with that. We managed to destroy a whale shark. I don't necessarily think we'd manage to destroy it before it killed us, but we're getting a little better at least. The damage is certainly a lot better from the guns now. They're 200mm, but they're pretty rapid fire. I think 100 rounds a minute. Of course, there are 8 of them. So a little more than 1 round a second. And they are very nice to watch. I think the idea is when we get to the Steel Striders, we'll be, at least if we see a whale shark, at least we'll be operating this thing with support. I think the pack cannon on this thing, there's no real way to defend against pack cannons. Beyond redundancy, really. Or distance, so we're just going to have to hope for the best with that. Yeah, once that thing's active defenses are knocked out, we can shred it. So yeah, so our main thing with the battleship will be it's not to operate on its own. It potentially would be okay, but for sake of redundancy, it should always operate with support. Hopefully other ships will take fire for it. I do think its armor is fairly good, even though it had some problems. Well, they seem to be reasonably good at anti-aircraft duty as well, the guns, actually. But they should be. Oh, hang on, we've got processing power issues. Let's fix that. Even a small drop of processing power could be hurting it, so... where's the AI? In here. Feeling a little better. I was feeling a bit down after the... what do you call it? After we did all... I finally sort of felt like, hey, I finished the battleship, and then we tested it. It was like, oh no, we lost the first opponent we found. But, to be fair, I think the whale shark's pack cannon is kind of monstrous. It is very substantial, and I think it is just really dangerous. Although this thing is only a hard creation, I don't know whether I agree with that or not. Well, the Steel Striders are just meant to be stronger in general. I think this should be potentially a godly, given it even comes with its own fleet to screw you up and a cannon that'll knock out most things, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Yes, anyway, okay. But then that's what we'll call the episode there. We've got a bit of footage of the ship. Now, I don't know what it's going to be just yet. I'm going to record another episode of this, so tomorrow should be another episode of this, as usual. I have a holiday coming up. Should be fun, hopefully. I've got a graduation from uni. That'll be nice. Graduation from the Masters. However, I'm going to need to record enough episodes that I can take the week off while I'm doing that holiday and still have stuff going up on the channel. From the Depths is not a quick one to record. If I have to build new ships, and I often do, that just takes a while, regardless. So I'll probably be starting a new series at the same time as this. I'll run 2 episodes of that, then 1 of From the Depths for a while. I don't know what that game's going to be yet, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up that that's the plan, and I'll mention this at the start of the next video as well. Yeah, but yeah, hopefully you've all enjoyed. As I always say, I make games as well as playing them. If you want to help, check out the links in the description. Both of my games are in the Steam sale at the moment. Go check them out, you'll like them. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.